Yes, Justin, please go ahead. Share your experience with Golden Square.
Um, Thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. Firstly, my warm welcome to everyone here. I can see many similar faces I have met or I have interacted with all my DNI members here. Uh, so this is me, Justin. I started my career in Golden Square way back 6 years. So immediately after my graduation, I had to look for a job, and there was a common person who introduced me to Golden Square. And so, like I said, this was immediately after my graduation, and this was my first ever job. Like officially, I have worked for other companies, but that may not be counted as my first job because that was before I could be a major, right? And uh, my initial opinion was like coming to Golden Square, gain a corporate experience maybe for 1 or 2 years. And with that experience, I should look for a better job or opportunity, like any typical person would ever thought of it. And that is how I started. I can still remember uh, completing my first year with Golden Square. I had written an email and shared it with our team. Uh, you know, so expressing my gratitude or how I felt working here in Golden Square for the past 1 year, and the kind of opportunity, the kind of exposure, the kind of people I met here, the kind of learnings that I had personally and career-wise I had taken in Golden Square. So that was very amazing. So like I mentioned, this was my first job. Maybe I could not compare it at that time, but I had that sense of pride, like, okay, this is the place, I'm at the right place where I can learn stuff. And then but for the second year or the third year, I didn't share the email because the email would be the same, maybe the words or sentence might change. So it was quite obvious. So that was uh, so after that, and like coming to my career wise, like how I started involving. So we always talked about this culture, the ownership, the trust factor and everything, right? In Leap, or you might have heard from other Golden Spy members also. So when it comes to ownership personally, so I don't feel that Golden Spire is just another company that I'm working with, or I'm working for somebody else. I feel Golden Spire is personally something which maybe where I have started or I have to do something to make it improve or to make it living sustainable. So that is the sense of ownership that I always carried it. And that so to be very frank, so this is a feeling that you feel the company is owned by you. So that is the kind of ownership that I actually have on Golden Square. And with that, any decision or anything that I would decide upon or I have to take consent, back in the mind, you always think about what is good for the organization. And the first thing to start with this is the trust. So you have to trust yourself and the others in the organization to make it happen. Because at times um, I have dealt with people like where I was spending most of my time in executing few things where I'm not supposed or it may not be required, right? But unless I do it, the task or the actions does not happen the way I want it to be or I project to happen it. So even if I want to delegate the task to someone, I have a fear that will the execution will be the same way that if I had involved or if I had done it, right? So that thing always there in your head, and you're sometimes hesitant or you don't want to do it. Okay, let me do it. And so that was very difficult thing, like trusting your co employee or delegating things and expecting that will happen. Trust me, it didn't happen for a very long time, but you have to wait, you have to trust it will happen. And over a time that person will learn it and execute it in the right way what you're expecting. And that is how I was able to uh, push some of the things to my other co-members, other team members, where they can also learn, take that as an opportunity to upskill and grow in the career. And I was able to concentrate more upon what I'm fascinated or I wanted to get involved. Like I always want to get involved in evolving technology or evolving or some customization things. So that is how I was able to do, or I was able to move. If I was stuck only at one place, like spending most of the time in executing things, what was given to me, and if I had not taken that decision, or if I had not trusted my staff members, right, if they can do it, and then even I would have been stuck in the same position, I would not be able to grow. That trust factor really makes plays a major role. So trust is one important thing. And so after that, like decision making, uh, and decision making is something naturally comes for Golden Square members, I believe, because when you have that sense of ownership, all the decision that you try to make will be actually ethical, and holistically it should be what is required for the organization, rather than just throwing upon any decision that could affect the organization, right? So it, like, in a fancy way I can tell this, like, um, this ownership sense is like you're owning your own vehicle, and then comparing, like, you're taking your friend's vehicle, right? There's always a difference. At owning, I mean, driving your own vehicle, you're little more sensible in kind of like, okay, you have to only throttle this much, what is the power consumption, what is the fuel consumption, what is the mileage you're expecting. But when it comes to your friend's vehicle or something, you take it as a granted. You take a little more twist on the throttle, right? Like you take it as a granted thing, and you're not worried about whether the service is done or whether it should be serviced. You never matter. But when it is your own vehicle, you have that whole sense of owning it, right? So that's the kind of differentiation I'm talking about when it comes to owner and taking the decision. So here in Golden Square, there are a lot of incidents or evidence that members have, our Golden Square staff have done it. Like, one could be our, so my example here, in one of our branches, which is in Wilson Garden, which is off Double Road, we have a four-store building, which is a fourth branch of our Golden Square. And I always wonder, like, such a big brand, why don't it have a play area or a relaxation place, or anything that can bring members to get some refreshment or a play stuff. So I know that company didn't had a budget, or it could be challenging for them. Then I decided, okay, why not I invest on this and get a snooker board in the office. So that decision was taken by me, and I had obviously taken consent from the management. Then there was a clear view that, okay, uh, and the other part is like, um, the why I should invest, right? Like I can just given a suggestion and can state back, but why should I invest? And the reason is, uh, I always want, I mean, at every weekend, me and my friends, we always spend time together playing snooker or pool table. And so the money that I'm already spending on something, I can spend here, which can be beneficial for both the organization and for myself. Like, so I can also use it. And the same way, it can create a revenue stream for the organization. And also another part is you're creating a your atmosphere where your customers or your clients are getting attracted. They can have that refreshing moments, right? That can be a cherishing thing. So that was one just incident happened with my case. And we have others, like, in one of our other branches, like in Kormangla, one of our receptionists, like who just manages the reception from the front end, who had decided on her own getting the whole building painted. And this was not shared with anybody. she took the decision on herself, knowing that it will cost so much. She did the cost comparison, like getting inquiries of quote from 2 3 vendors, and she made it. She made it done, and we were all surprised to see the photos the next day after she posted in our WhatsApp group. Until then, we never knew that this work is happening in Koramangala at all. So that is the kind of ownership that our staff or our members would go across and establish it. And so and deserving salaries is like so here we have one thing that we get to decide our own salaries. And trust me, this might be sounding very like a fascinating thing, but for a employee or for a individual as a staff, this is something which is cornering you. When the ball is given to your hand, you're like, okay, can i can I request my salary to so and so? Will it be justifiable? So instead, the company, just doing the justification. Okay, you have done so much of work. You are deserved of taking this much hike. Instead, you are deciding your salary basing on the opinion or the contribution that you have done. So in that place, there's a guilt that you're first thing, you're not you're not over marketing yourself. And the second thing is you always have a guilt and uh, a sense of feeling that whatever the justification you're giving, will your co-workers will agree to it, and can that be done in the right fashion? So that so this taking drawing salaries on your own could be a fascinating or very open thing to be shared to the employee, but really it is the toughest thing for the individual to decide their own salaries. So that is one thing which I maybe I had taken a salary hike for 4 to 5 times now, and that is the toughest time that I ever had in life, deciding my own salary. And so we always have the gratitude of taking leave. So always, okay, this also correlates with the salary thing, right? So taking leave, like you take a number of leaves, your salaries are not cut. You come too late, your salaries are not cut. So, and this is again the same thing, which is correlating or getting associated with the salary part. Like when the decision is given to you, so by the nature or by bound itself, you're not intends to take the extra liberty what is given to you. So you're always very careful about it, and you don't want to take, you're always like, and since when you have this ownership thing on your hand, you do not want to take leaves first of all. So that everything like comes hand in hand. It's maybe go this culture is something what you will not get it until you have it in practice or you start using it. It For an individual, it's a very tough job. Maybe at the owner's level, for you setting up this practice or this culture may look very simple, but at the individual level, it's quite relatively opposite to it. So that's my sharing, guys.
Wow, fascinating. Thanks so much for sharing, Justin. And I should tell you that, I was just sharing that Justin has taken up another job, but still he's involved with Golden Square. So because of the pandemic and I think the market forces and so on, I think Justin also was making a choice in terms of, and his interest, he's very good at analytics and data and things like that. So he was looking at his career, this thing. So he made a choice last year, 2019, to make a shift. But even that, he made sure that he made a shift after finding a replacement for himself. His own friend he got into the organization to fill the gap. He had long discussions with his colleagues on how he should leave, when he should leave, and all of that. And he made sure that he's still training them up. Actually, he's still training some of the people who are replaced him to make sure that their job is done. And the interesting thing is now he is back on Golden Square roles, so to say. So he has been in touch and he said, I need to be involved somehow or the other with Golden Square. I can't leave it. So we were wondering what to do. And I think last week, Sandeep and Justin figured out a very important thing that needed to happen in terms of accounts across branches and so on. And Justin has taken that responsibility and reconciling some of the accounts and discrepancies between accounts and some information gap and so on. So Justin continues to be an important part of our team. So maybe for a couple of minutes, if any questions are there, please ask Justin, and you might, Justin, if you could stay back for another maybe 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah, Karan, go ahead, Karan.
Justin, I want to understand from you when you decided your salary. What were your thoughts, and were you fair? How did you decide your salary? Did you compare it to market value, or how much business is there, how much profit is being earned, and did you have access to your colleagues' salaries, and were there discussions? Did you all say, okay, let's increase our salary together? All of us increase by 10% or 30%. So I just want to understand what happened at your, in your thoughts and along with your team members.
Sure. So all my salary hike did not happen as a bulk. Like the bulk, what I make a point here, like it was not just a straight hit of 10 to 15% or 10 to 20% of straight hike for all the employees in your branch. So it was not the case. So here, deciding on their own salary is like you compare your. So first thing, you have to compare your salary or the kind of salary you're expecting, if that matches with the current market. Like if you're an individual who is really capable of drawing the salary that you're expecting, and if you have the same or similar experience what you have, and with that comparison of what a market person is able to get it, right? That is second comparison. And third, the kind of contribution you have made for the branch or the organization level. And not just the contribution, the important part is like you're able to justify it. Like there can be any individual or anybody from the other branches, like they can also request for the same hike or for the same salary hike, but are you able to justify and still and also the other interesting part is whatever the figure that you're expecting or the expected hike is also agreed by your other staff members. So there is always, let's say you're expecting a X number, right? When you're taking that decision, you always take consideration of your employees, that your other staff members in your team, what is their salary. You always have a salary budget for a set organization or for a set branch, right? You cannot exceed that. So let's say you have an X number which has to be shared by 5 people or 10 people in that branch. So you cannot exceed that amount. So you will have to frame your salary within that X number only. So we always have the like access to all our salary revisions, and what is the company's budget. We know what is our other staff member salary, who is drawing what, and so that way we have accessibility to everything. So with this all information, we make a holistic decision by comparing.
Okay. Justin, can I ask you a question?
Sure, sir.
What is one thing, if you were to point your fingers to, that makes you feel proud of and want to be a part of an organization like Golden Square? What is that one thing that you would, not just you, the entire team at Golden Square, what is it, that one thing that makes them feel that, yes, this is the organization that they would want to be, and this is the boss that they would want to work for?
I cannot frame it as a one thing, because it is, a collective thing which makes you to, be like it. So like when I can start listing, I can think of, so here we get the freedom to share your viewpoint, right? I remember certain meetings where at a level of taking decision which can affect the company at a very bad state, we have taken or considered opinions from a staff level, like serving tea coffee, watchman, and from various levels. So that's something really interests me. Like at another angle, when we always see this corporate decision making in TVs, on newspapers, we have a fascinating or I know a corporate hall setup with tables where only the key employees are taken into consideration, and their opinions can be converted into decision making. But whereas in Golden Square, it's like every person's opinion is taken, whether right, so whether that is cherished or whether that is converted later, but the opinion is taken, and for that person it gives a sense of pride. Okay, we are given a chance to share our opinion. So at a long run, what happens by intentionally or unintentionally, that person starts involving everything, irrespective whether that is that might be his cup of tea or not, but he starts sharing everything, whatever he may feel it. And at certain times it has always been a beneficial to take such decisions, which has given a tremendous results. So that is one point. Yes.
Thank you, Justin. Awesome.
Okay.
Justin, how did the organization encourage you to give your opinions? My challenge is that I feel as if I give the option to give the guys to talk to me about improvements, enhancements, but they don't come up with ideas. So how did you have idea sessions? Do you have internal mechanisms to help promote that?
Uh, so here I can think of few things what we practice in Golden Square. One is uh, we have a daily huddle, we have a weekly huddle, and daily huddle is just at a operational level, like what has to be executed, which task has to be given priority, which has to be touched, which should not be touched. So that is what we discuss in daily huddle. Weekly huddle, we let's say we every 2 days in a week we talk about a specific topic or subject, and in that discussion we everybody is involved, everybody's opinion is taken, everybody's suggestion is requested, and with all this thing we come up with taking decisions or with making an improvement plan with process enhancements or we such discussions had led us to open new verticals or new projects for Golden Square as well. So
So
that was
so
not the, yeah, sorry.
no, so you, Karen.
No, I was about to say that maybe that was not the outcome that we were expecting, or we wanted to take that, or we were focused to get a uh, that result. So it just comes like a breakthrough. So you might be discussing something and you get a breakthrough. Okay, why don't we implement this? This can affect, or this can give beautiful results. This can change what we are doing right now. It can convert the difficulties into something very useful thing.
And who led those sessions? I know in this context it would probably the team led the session, but naturally there's got to be one voice that directs the question or prompts or asks the questions to bring these things together.
Uh, at majority levels, we do not have our top level management persons in the decisions, or unless and until it's made that is required. And so always we discuss and share the collective information or the opinion what we feel that this can result in so and so way, and that is discussed to further level to the top level managers. And quite interestingly, what we do is we shift the person who's conducting the session or who is monitoring that particular session is changed every week, or whoever wants to volunteer, they does it. So it's not one person who always does it.
And is that a case of just coaching the individual on how to be effective in that situation, in that session, or is it a case of everyone's on the same page? Do they get this? Are they like effective at running the session? Because some people may be not in the mindset of running that session. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get your question. I don't know, sir, but when I say this ownership thing comes naturally to a person who's involved in the organization, so then he should be contributing one or the other thing.
Okay.
We never. There may be cases, but I'm not able to think of anything.
Some of this, just to maybe add to Hemant, some of these things, you see others do it, you start doing it yourself. So, of course, all the Golden Square team members attend the methods workshop, but I think it's a lot more to do with osmosis rather than a formal training or coaching, right, Justin?
Yes, sir.
It just happens, because they've seen it happen before and kind of a thing. Yeah, Sharath, you had a question.
Yeah, thank you, Walid. Yeah, so Justin, thank you so much for being so sincere and honest in your sharing. That's really nice of you. I just had one very simple question: is that you moved from Golden Square, something you really enjoyed, and you moved out, and perhaps you're coming back. Would you like to say something about that? How your experience in the other organization was vis-a-vis to Golden Square?
Sure, I was expecting this question. So like the car example or the vehicle example, this is something, which everyone can relate and understand. Golden Square is something like your parents' house, and the new house or the new company that I've started working is like your in-laws' house. You just cannot avoid it. It's inevitable. It's been a part of the life. So I think that answers your question. So if you want me to elaborate, I can.
Yeah.
No, thank you. That's nice.
Okay, Vignesh, one last question from Vignesh.
Yeah.
I'm just conscious of the time, that's all. Yeah, Vignesh.
Justin, would you, if that new organization, if this practices, will you be implementing there? And will you have that kind of ideas, or you will follow that culture? What is your opinion?
In the new organization, huh? So in the new organization, there is no chance of you are executing something what is already there created for you. So it's very difficult thing. Maybe at certain levels, you can share your opinion, you can share your thoughts, and that goes to a different team or to a different department who takes that decision. So the decision thing is not in your hand. To give you an instance, like in Golden Square, we always use this tool, Google Spreadsheet, rather than Google, the Excel or Microsoft Excel, the open Excel thing. In the new organization, we are still bound to use only Excel. Though I have explained them the kind of collaboration, the kind of effectiveness, what we will have irrespective of using Google, they still not taken that decision. And at a organization policy level, they have said this cannot be implemented. So that's the difference. Like you can share your opinions, you can share your thoughts, you can share your ideas, you can bring it to them, and it's left to them after whether that has to be implemented or not. So the decision level is not in the individual's hand here, and the meetings also happen in various levels, like at different topic levels, only a group of certain employees are involved. When it comes to my job, like only my team members are taken into consideration. So we are not able to collaborate or as a team in deciding factors. So that way you are bounded with only certain things.
It is not a liberated enterprises.
No.
Sir,
Can
I have
just-
a question.
Yeah.
Maharaj,
So I'm just conscious about the time. Guys,
I'll cross it very fast. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Justin, I have a small question. I'll tell you. When you are working with Golden Sky, do you had any crisis where you taken a decision and it has gone wrong, and how you faced? You can tell faster also. No.
I mean, I most of my decisions were right, and I always fear that my decision should not affect the company in any manner. Like the instance what I gave the snooker board investment. So there I decided, okay, that I knew the company structure and situation that the company will not be able to invest now, but later at a point, maybe that can be a compensation or it can pay back. But I did not create a situation for the company to own that risk there. So now I have a freedom. Either I can resell it or I can, keep it there in Golden Spur for some more time to have that experience for our members.
Take it. Okay.
Okay, so I'll
Thank
just draw, Justin, really thank you for sharing candidly your experience. I think you added a lot of value to this gathering. Thank you for sharing, Justin. And of course, you are a very important integral part of the team even now. So thank you for being that, Justin. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Hope you all had a very powerful and useful session from Balaji, sir.
Thanks for your time, Justin.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Justin.
thank you.